Things have escalated, and now we have the not just the possibility, but the reality of a Middle East war involving U.S., the UK, the European Union, Israel, Iran, Yemen, Iraq, Syria. Some people call it World War III, but I don't know what to call it except for it is bringing in a lot of people into this war, a lot of countries, and for the most part, it's been approved by the Biden administration, although it's limited targets to Shiite targets, Hezbollah targets in Yemen, Syria, and Iraq. Sandy, when we talk about war like this, and we talk about a potential cataclysmic war in the Middle East. What are your thoughts on that? And how? I mean, obviously, we're all sad about it. And we don't want war, but American soldiers are being attacked. Ships are being attacked. Israel's being attacked. They're fighting back against Hamas. But it just seems like it's escalating. What are your thoughts on it?
Yes, it is. Well, the United States needs to respond, especially to these attacks on the shipping lanes, because that's going to affect the world economy at the rate they're going. But also, all of these groups are all backed by and funded by Iran. And so the United States should have long ago stopped funding Iran and cut off their sources of funding that they have. They should have taken out some of their oil refinery capacity, but they can't do that because the United States has been told not to manufacture their own.
Mm.
Even though we were the leader in the world on the production of fossil fuels, but now we're not because Biden shut a lot of it down.
His first day in office. I mean, he
His
literally
first day in office, he vowed to do that, and that's exactly what he did. And he crippled the economy. He caused these problems in um, inflation and all that, and the
yes,
prices of everything. Because look at these truckers. I mean, these poor guys. They they got to spend thousands of dollars on fuel to
mm,
drive their trucks,
yeah.
and they can't afford to do it, and so the prices just go up sky high. And everybody knew about that, but people have put the whole green agenda above everything
Mm,
when it's actually based on false information. A lot of
that's
it.
Now, Iran says that they were not involved in this attack on the U.S. troops, killing 24 wounded. Then another American base in Iraq, southern Iraq, and in Jordan was attacked. So you've seen the attacks. Now they claim we didn't do it, says Iran, which is really
That's
simple
what
for
they
them to do.
always say.
Simple for them to do. It was some proxy, right? So some lone wolf attack. But obviously, as you said, Sandy, they've been investing in a lot of war, investing in a lot of weapons, and investing in a lot of proxy Hezbollah, Hamas type stuff. So multiple reports say that ships are still getting hit from the Houthis, which is
Yes.
another Iranian back group. So, Sandy, in your opinion, is this going to escalate? You got UK ships,
It's
American ships.
it's bound to escalate because frankly this war has been going on for a long, long time. This is
That's what
not a
people
new
don't think.
thing.
That's right.
It's just that the US response has been so weak that
Mm,
it has caused these guys to think, you know what? Let's take our chance now and
yeah.
let's attack. Let's step up the attacks. So
That
that's
is
what
crazy.
spurred Hamas on and Hezbollah on and the Houthis and everybody else. Uh, they feel emboldened. And I can guarantee you that if Trump were president, this would not have been happening.
Mm, yeah.
Well, Biden only yesterday at the prayer breakfast, he was calling for peace and security, and basically said we continue to believe our best days are ahead of us. So
Wow.
Yeah, right.
Who can
It's a
believe
pipe
that?
dream, and then he gets up there and he says, "I have one word for you: don't." As if that's going to stop these guys. Oh no, he said don't.
Yeah. Yeah. And Sandy, you're right. China doesn't have any threat at all whatsoever.
And
Russia.
the
Well,
Chinese are the worst of all. They are absolutely expanding all over the South Pacific down there.
Oh yeah.
And, you know,
When you were down there, I don't know how far did you go down there, Sandy, but you were on a trip last year. Did you see some of that
yeah,
stuff? Okay.
yeah, they're very concerned. I mean, Guam is a prime target. The
Oh, easy.
Philippines,
Yeah. Yep.
they've expanded through Micronesia. Many of the Micronesian islands have kind of given China access to their islands, and
Mhm.
they don't realize that with that, you know, they may be getting some monetary help, but with that comes strings. Strings come attached,
No, you're
and
right. You're right.
yeah, it's dangerous business. So they're on a mission. They continue to be on a mission to take over that part of the world.
You know, I've been hearing a lot because of the war. I've been hearing a lot about conscription and draft, and it's all over the world. I mean, it's I was talking to a dear friend here in the States about conscription, and we were talking about his grandson, and obviously I have a son too, and other believers have, you know, older kids, a little bit younger kids, grandkids. In Australia, they're floating the idea of conscription, right, David? I think I saw an article that we both shared it on the conscription in Australia. The UK have come out very open with their sergeants and military leaders talking about conscription. We haven't seen this since World War II. Sandy, your thoughts
since
on
since Vietnam,
since Vietnam?
because
That's
you know
right. Yeah.
all of my friends my
And,
age were, you know, they were there was a draft.
yeah.
So I'm very thankful that at that time my number came up really high, up in the 300s, and so I didn't have any worries about getting having to go.
Mm,
But I had other friends of mine who ended up having to go to Vietnam, and they
wow.
came back completely messed up. You know, it totally screwed them up, and
Mm,
some of them, it took them years, decades, to get their head right after being over there. It's pretty
incredible.
scary.
Yeah, I mean, war is no issue. I mean, people think of like a video game, you know, some kind of video game that you go and you start over.
No,
It's nothing.
especially over there in you know, Afghanistan and Iraq and stuff. People that come back from there are just messed up.